Browns are trading Kenny Pickett to the Raiders for a 2026 fifth.
Offense. I know they wanted to get at least 6 to 10 plays. We did have to start Shadur.
Corner blitz. Sanders in trouble. Now near mid.
Are trading Kenny Pickett to the Raiders in exchange for a 2026 fifth-round pick. Taken 20th overall by the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 2022 draft, Pickett has now been traded 3 times in his career. That leaves the Browns with 2 rookies, Dillon Gabriel and Shadur Sanders, behind starter Joe Flacco. Stefanski has not named Flacco's backup. The Raiders.
Urban Meyer couldn't mask it. The moment Shadur Sanders' name came up with Colin Cowherd, the smirk, the shrug, the subtle digs, it all reeked of insecurity.
Out of Colorado, where he played with Shadur Sanders last year.
Here's a coach who flamed out in the NFL trying to dismiss a rookie already displaying composure beyond seasoned quarterbacks. Analysts can keep lumping Shadur in as just another rookie, but fans aren't fooled. They see the difference, and they're already demanding he start, because he looks like the answer.
Can you address this sort of persistent narrative that you're trying to sabotage Shadur Sanders, especially after yesterday and not putting him in for the 2-minute?
Yeah, obviously, I don't concern myself with outside type of things, but I'm committed to his development, just like all of our rookies. So we'll continue to focus on getting our guys better.
They've been waiting on for years. If you're enjoying, please subscribe Shadur Sanders to the channel. It helps more than you think. Here's the truth. Analysts like Meyer, and even Cowherd, carry a built-in bias.
Down, they bring 4. Sanders, quick throw underneath. And that is going to...
When it comes to rookies, especially those who don't fit the old-school blueprint they cling to. They brush Shadur off as just another overhyped prospect destined to be humbled by the league. But that assumption is their mistake. Shadur isn't following their tired script. He's not chasing approval through interviews or trying to live off hype alone. He's rewriting the narrative in real time. And that's what makes him dangerous to his critics. Because instead of talking himself up,
the Browns are like, you know what? We got one.
Yes, sir.
What y'all want? What y'all try to do? What y'all try to do something? Y'all try to do something for 2 something? Because right now it's 1 o'clock. Eastern time, 4 o'clock, everything needs to be taken care of. So they got this done. I like this move. Ocho, I told you.
Yeah.
I didn't see a scenario where Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett was on this roster. 2 veteran quarterbacks. I didn't see that. I didn't. So tell me what you think about the move. Surprised?
No, I'm not surprised at all. Obviously, Kenny Pickett is a very, very serviceable quarterback. He showed glimpses of being able to lead a team. Maybe not quarterback number 1, but we saw him in Pittsburgh. We saw him in Philly when he got his opportunity to play there. And obviously, due to injuries and circumstance, we weren't able to.
Shadur is doing the one thing they can't dismiss. He's proving his worth on the field, letting his game expose how outdated their takes really are. Urban Meyer, the same coach who imploded in record time with the Jacksonville Jaguars, has no standing to criticize how a rookie carries himself. The irony practically writes itself. Meyer couldn't even stumble through a single NFL season without controversy, dysfunction, and humiliation trailing behind him. Shadur Sanders, by contrast, hasn't even logged a full season, yet just hearing his name makes analysts uneasy. Why? Because they can't pin him down. They'd love to dismiss him as nothing more than a kid benefiting from a famous last name.
I just watched what happened to Shadur Sanders in the Cleveland Browns' 3rd and final preseason game. And I'm outraged, I'm sickened, and I'm saddened. By the way, Shadur continues to be treated in the National Football League now by those sorry-ass Browns and sorry-ass Kevin Stefanski. So, yeah, Flacco started today, and I'll give you this, he played well. He was 9 out of 10 for 71 yards, threw a couple of nice balls.
To shove him into the overplayed category of flashy college quarterback who won't adapt to the NFL. But Shadur refuses to cooperate. Each time he takes the field, He dismantles that tired narrative and forces critics to rethink everything they thought they knew. And Colin Cowherd, for all his polish and big stage delivery, shows the same cracks. He'll toss Shadur a compliment, only to undercut it seconds later. It's the oldest play in sports media: build a guy up just enough to seem fair, then hedge with a dismissive jab so if he fails, you can claim you saw it coming. But here's the problem: fans aren't falling for it anymore.
Made you look, the Cleveland Browns were shooting, and they was gunning to trade Kenny Pickett. So as you can see, the Cleveland Browns have finally made a choice on their quarterbacks that they was keeping. As they said, they were starting Joe Flacco, and they have kept Dylan Gabriel and Shadur Sanders and got rid of Kenny Pickett. As we have not seen Kenny Pickett perform this whole minicamp, this whole preseason. You have not seen Kenny Pickett perform. As we know, he pulled a hamstring, and he's been out ever since then. Now, you cannot make this up. Like I said, Shadur Sanders' day has finally came, and of course, Kevin Stefanski was really watching how Shadur really did.
They're watching closer than ever, and they see Shadur for what he really is: a quarterback showing poise, leadership, and maturity that can't be manufactured. While everyone else is running their mouths, Shadur stays quiet. He doesn't waste time clapping back at Meyer. He doesn't throw shade at Cowherd. He does too. From a rookie, not chasing headlines, not begging for approval, but letting his play do the talking. And the approach is working. You can already feel the momentum shifting, and critics are starting to squirm. Fans are loud about this. Scroll through social media after Shadur takes the field, and you'll see Browns supporters flooding timelines with one consistent demand: let him start. People don't want him buried at QB4. They don't want him stuck behind placeholders. They're seeing something analysts refuse to admit. Shadur has the tools. He has the composure. And more importantly, he has the trust of the fans already. That's not normal for rookies. That's something you earn through talent and presence, not hype clips. The disrespect, though, has been relentless. Every
for 2026 fifth round pick, taken 20th overall by the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 2022 draft, Pickett has now been traded 3 times in his career. That leaves the Browns with 2 rookies, Dylan Gabriel and Shadur Sanders, behind starter Joe Flacco. Stefanski has not named Flacco's backup. The Raiders needed the backup to Geno Smith after Aiden O'Connell. He broke his wrist, and he's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks. So they needed the backup.
Yeah.
The Browns were like, you know what? We got one.
Yes, sir.
What y'all want? What y'all try to do? What y'all try to do something? Y'all try to do something for 2?
Panel show. Every analyst table, you hear it. Shadur is being measured by a harsher scale than others, and that's where the jealousy from guys like Meyer shines through. Because Meyer does see Shadur. He sees a reminder of his own failure, of the fact that the NFL doesn't reward coaches who act like kings, and that sometimes a rookie can come in and command more respect than a veteran coach ever did. And Colin Cowherd? He thrives on controversy. He wants his takes to stir reaction, but when it comes to Shadur, the safe dismissals sound more like insecurity. Fans are noticing. Analysts are cracking jokes about Shadur while the very people who watch the games are saying enough is enough. Give him the ball. Give him the team. The Browns fanbase, especially, isn't subtle. After seeing Shadur in camp, after watching his composure, there's a wave of support building that analysts can't drown out. These aren't casual fans either. They see someone who doesn't panic under pressure, who doesn't criticism, and who looks like league longer than a few months. But jealousy is a powerful thing, and Urban Meyer's comments made it obvious. You don't scoff at a rookie unless you feel threatened by what he represents. And Shadur represents change. He represents.
I like this move for the Browns. Now this gives Dylan Gabriel. Look, they talk about, well, they haven't named the backup. We know who the backup's going to be. They won't need a name. We already know who the backup's going to be.
Yeah.
And Dylan Gabriel's going to be the backup. It's Shadur when you get your reps, and because you're going to probably be Dylan to be running some of the practice, some of the opposing team's quarterback also. But excuse me, the scout team offense. That's when your opportunity. That's when you show what you can do.
It's a shift away from the old guard of football gatekeepers telling fans who they should respect and who they should ignore. The people have decided on their own, and they've decided they want Shadur. The funny part? The more they disrespect him, the stronger the fan push becomes. Every analyst who writes him off only adds fuel to the movement calling for him to start. It's a reverse effect that's playing out in real time. By trying to hold him down, they're making his rise inevitable. These aren't the traits of someone who needs years on the bench. These are the traits of someone who can lead an offense now. And the Browns, of all, Cowherd can downplay. But when the stadium fills up, and when fans chant for Shadur to take the field, those same critics are going to have to eat their words. Because respect isn't given in the NFL. It's taken. And Shadur Sanders is already taking it. The louder the analysts dismiss Shadur, the more glaring their double standards become. Because let's be honest, if another rookie quarterback had come in with his numbers, his command, and his confidence, they'd already be calling him the face of a franchise. That's where the maturity stands out. Shadur doesn't bite. He doesn't play their game. While Urban Meyer sits on a desk reminiscing about college glory.
Shadur's performance. Listen, he got set up. Yeah, he played bad because he played with the threes. He's not a three-performing player. You put a one with any three. You put Joe Flacco with the threes, he's going to look just that bad. You put Dylan Gabriel with the threes, he's going to look just that bad. He still performed as best as he could, although y'all set him up to play horrible. Okay? Cut him. Y'all don't like him, cut him. Y'all don't want him, cut him. It's cool. Move on.
Days that feel like a decade ago, Shadur is putting in the real work. While Colin Cowherd strings together another monologue about why he isn't convinced yet, Shadur is quietly earning respect from teammates in the locker room. And let's be clear, in the NFL, that's where it matters most. Teammates know who can play and who can't. You can't fake it around them. When offensive linemen start going to coaches saying, "This kid can lead," that's when you know it's real. And from all accounts, that's already happening in Cleveland. But fans are the ones cutting through the noise the fastest. The Browns haven't exactly been a franchise overflowing with stability at quarterback. They're not just hyping another rookie out of boredom. They're pointing to tangible qualities: composure, accuracy, toughness, and presence. Scroll through Browns fan forums after every preseason outing, and you'll see it. Fans aren't saying, "Maybe one day he'll be ready." They're saying, "Why not now?" And the more pushback they get from national analysts, the louder those fans become. You've got callers on sports radio blasting hosts for disrespecting Shadur. You've got entire threads trending on social media demanding he get a real shot at QB1. That's not normal hype. That's a grassroots movement of a fanbase tired of waiting for what they already see in front of them. And this is where Urban Meyer's jealousy shines.
Yeah, and the good thing, and the funny thing, the good thing for Shadur, as well as Dylan Gabriel as well, is when you take the scout team reps, hey, you're going against the number one defense.
Absolutely.
Going against the number one defense. So obviously it's mental reps plus physical reps, but it's against the best players, similar to what you would see on a Sunday.
Here's a man who couldn't command an NFL locker room, who lost players within weeks, who was caught in scandals off the field, and who became a punchline in record time. Colin Cowherd, on the other hand, lives in the gray area. He wants to sound objective. He'll sprinkle in some praise but always hedge his bets. He'll say Shadur looks good, but then he'll remind viewers he's improving. It's safe analysis designed to keep him right no matter what happens. If Shadur succeeds, he'll point to the compliments. If Shadur struggles, he'll point to the doubts. Fans see through this. That's why Cowherd's takes are being roasted online. People are tired of hearing someone sit on the fence when they can clearly see which way the wind is blowing. What's more, Shadur has shown something that rookies rarely do: patience with the process while still quietly demanding results through his play. He's not rattled by being listed at QB4. He's not sulking. Instead, he's treating every snap like it's his chance to prove a point. That kind of approach doesn't just
sound the alarms, sound the alarms. The quarterback competition is now officially done, and you could put it to rest as Kenny Pickett was just traded to the Raiders in light of the Aiden O'Connell breaking his wrist. Now, they've been telling us this entire time that they were going to keep 4 quarterbacks on this roster. And you kind of got a feel for Kenny Pickett in the situation. A team comes out of their way to specifically come out and trade for you. You think you're going to have this opportunity to come in and start week 1, only to get an injury and to have that cloud of Joe Flacco and the rookie.
Press fans. It forces coaches to take notice. The fans want him. The teammates believe in him. Even rival fan bases are beginning to admit he looks like the real deal. But the analysts? They're holding out, and the more they do, the more ridiculous they look. It's only a matter of time before the Browns coaching staff feels the pressure. Imagine being Kevin Stefanski right now. On one hand, you've got analysts telling you Shadur isn't ready, and on the other hand, you've got an entire fanbase chanting for him and a locker room leaning in his direction. The noise is deafening. And it's only going to grow louder every week Shadur shows flashes of brilliance. Because when the fans start chanting a rookie's name in the stadium, it's game over for the depth chart politics. Coaches eventually have to give in. The Browns, more than most franchises, should understand this. Of course, analysts like Meyer and Cowherd will frame it as reckless. They'll say he's not ready, that you don't throw a rookie into the fire too soon. But ask the fans in Cleveland, and they'll tell you they've been in the fire for decades. They're done waiting. If Shadur is the guy who can change the story, why delay it? And you know what's really funny? The more analysts talk down Shadur, the more they're setting themselves up to be clowned when he proves them wrong. Every dismissive comment will be replayed. Every smug laugh will become a meme. That's the beauty of the NFL spotlight. Once you doubt someone in public, you can't walk it back without receipts.
So it looks like the Browns quarterback room just got a little bit smaller with releases, and now the Browns are trading Kenny Pickett to the Las Vegas Raiders for a 5th round draft pick, which I called it. I knew that Kenny Pickett will be the guy that will be trading from the team, and now that leaves Joe Flacco, it leaves Dillon Gabriel, and it leaves Shadur Sanders. We all know Joe's going to be the number 1 guy as far as a starter, but who will be the backup? A lot of people saying Dillon Gabriel. It definitely seems like the organization likes Dillon Gabriel a little bit more, but I don't think that door is closed. I don't think that competition is closed.
Being pulled. And Shadur has all the motivation he needs to make those receipts painful. Because the real story isn't whether Shadur will get a chance. It's when. And when that moment comes, every pass he completes will feel like a dagger in the narrative Meyer and Cowherd are trying to build. Every touchdown will sound like silence from the doubters. Every win will feel like vindication for the fans who saw it coming before the analysts did. This is the story of a rookie who isn't waiting for permission to be great. Shadur Sanders is not just another rookie. He's the quarterback the Browns have been waiting for. And no amount of analyst jealousy can change that. And what makes this whole situation even more delicious is the way the narrative is slowly turning against the very analysts who down its own house and handed the fire extinguisher to a rookie quarterback. And here's the kicker, the NFL doesn't care either way. For the league, this is entertainment gold. If Shadur lights it up, they've got a new superstar to market, complete with a famous last name and a storyline straight out of Hollywood. If he crashes, they've got endless material for debates, documentaries, and what went wrong specials. Either way, it's money in the bank. The only people sweating are the franchise and Shadur himself. Everyone else is sitting back with popcorn. What makes it even funnier is how fast this flipped. Kenny Pickett went from the future to don't let the door hit you in record time. Shadur went from development project to franchise savior in the span of a week. It's the NFL roller coaster. One day you're invisible, the next day you're the face of the billboard. It's ruthless, unpredictable, and absolutely hilarious in its absurdity.